Three. Good morning, everybody. I want to welcome all of you to today's DBCC Zoom presentation. It's Friday, January the 13th. I forgot to bring my salt shaker today, but I did let a black cat go in front of me before I came into my condo today. So I do honor the tradition. It may be Friday the 13th, but for us, it's a renewal of our Zoom meeting. That last one we had was supposed to be in December. And as you all know or may not know, Ron Laverne passed away on December 2nd on an untimely basis. We had just had lunch in the afternoon, and it was very stressful for me. I simply could not run the class. And since then, my Beverly has gotten to a very severe dementia. She doesn't even remember who I am. And at the end of last month, I moved out over to a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom condo in Margate, from which I am talking at this moment. A lot of things happen technologically. We're going to discuss in a few moments when I share my screen. Let's see, we have 16 participants. We have one brand new one, Dina Moss, who I welcome to the group and hope she will remain with us. And let me start right here, see if I can share my screen. Okay. Got a lot of stuff on here, so hang on. Okay, can you all see that? All right, good. As I say, today is January 13th, 2023, and I'm telling you the time has just flown by. It's a brand new year, and we're going to try to keep on schedule every 2 weeks. Hopefully, we'll be able to do that. Okay, what's our mission about? What's our mission all about? Well, let's discuss it. I talk about it every time during each presentation, and reason I do is because it's so important to understand why we exist. Helping people to understand and manage their technology. What does it mean? Well, you can help people, but just like leading a horse to water, you can't make it drink. So we have to show them to understand and manage how do they handle their technology. One of the worst things that happens every holiday is that grandparents and grandchildren interact and they receive gifts from one another. Well, many times I've been to homes in Century Village over the years, and I found out that the gifts that they received from their grandchildren was still in the bottom of a drawer 3 or 4 months later, because they didn't stay there to teach them how to use it. So it's really not enough to just understand, oh, I got you an iPad or I got you a new Android tablet or whatever, and then just leave them high and dry, because they have to know how to manage their technology. And seniors, as you know, are very much involved in technology more than ever. Although you'll find that many are afraid of computers now. They have technophobia. They're afraid of all new technology because of it. And why not? Because of all of the things that are going on, spams and scams and viruses and all this stuff and spyware. So they're afraid to even touch the device. Next, we try to expose you to new and emerging technologies. And we do that, Don's done that through all of his assistive technology work. We've done that through robotics. We've introduced you to a whole variety of emerging technologies. We're going to be discussing the January 5th through 9th Consumer Electronics Show, and the amazing stuff that came out of that was unbelievable. Now, unfortunately, I can't really show it to you because all of the images are copyrighted, and I just don't want to run a risk of having all those violations against the club. And the most important thing is providing a forum for interaction between members on technologies of interest. A forum for interaction. Think of those words, interaction. When have you last interacted with anyone in a classroom? It's been a long time for us, and given the health issues that continue to pervade throughout Century Village and many areas of the country, meaning the COVID variants, XBB, I think it is, or something like that, people just don't feel comfortable going into a classroom environment. And Zoom provides this forum for interaction because you don't have to worry about traffic and unforeseen events like FPL turning off the power to our building, which it did years ago, and I had to stand out there in the yard and talk to everybody about it. So as many of them didn't even know. We couldn't even enter the building. One time it was so cold out that the classroom went down to about 60 degrees, and I didn't want people sitting in there with earmuffs and jackets and everything else. So Zoom provides a very easy way where right now I could be in my jammies and I could be drinking a cup of coffee and I don't have to do anything except just pay attention. 20 years later, and all of these things fit in your pocket. Are you a hoarder like I am? I'll bet you are, because I've got some of these things right now in my condo. I have a boombox, which I got 2 or 3 years ago from Home Shopping Network. I still have cassettes. I have a zip drive, which I haven't used in years. And I schlepped it all with me. But it's amazing how technology is. And now I have to unschlepp everything and either give it away because it's technology that's no longer in use. Oh, let's not forget my Sony Walkman original, which I understand has quite a bit of value. The Internet of Things is still extremely active. The more devices we put into the cloud, regardless, creates a security issue. Bob Gostisha has told us constantly that all these devices are now becoming very vulnerable. And the way to do it is to make sure that you have a very secure password. 3 or 4 letters or something that's easily guessed is no good anymore. So the more devices we get, the more we have to control in society. Ah, did you get your iPad? Everybody wants them for the holidays. You don't need to have cataract surgery to have an iPad. And let's talk a little bit about the iPhone. Coming right up, folks. There's the newest iPhone. And don't laugh, because it just could be something that you'll see someday. All right, I've got some videos to show you. And as a disclaimer, I have called Apple support and spoke with their legal department, and they said as long as it's public domain, you can watch it. So here we go.
From personalizing your lock screen photos to translating text using camera, here are 10 helpful iPhone tips you should know. Starting in iOS 16, you can lift the subject of a photo away from the background so you can copy and share it. Just touch and briefly hold the subject, and lift your finger when you see the outline start to appear around it. Tap Copy to copy the lifted subject. Switch to a supported app like Messages, and paste it. That looks pretty cool. Bonus tip: in Messages, send the lifted subject using the echo screen effect to really wow your friends. Also starting in iOS 16, when personalizing your lock screen with a photo, you can customize it even more. Swipe left on the lock screen while in edit mode for a variety of photo styles, including color filters and more. And here's another tip starting in iOS 16. To quickly see the password of the Wi-Fi network you're currently using, in Settings, tap Wi-Fi, and tap the Information button, which looks like the letter I next to the Wi-Fi network you're connected to. Then tap the password and use Face ID or Touch ID to unlock and reveal it. If you find yourself typing out the same phrase a lot, create a text replacement to get the message across faster. In Settings, tap General. Then tap Keyboard and tap Text Replacement. Tap the Add button, which looks like a plus sign, in the top right corner of your screen, and enter a phrase into the Phrase field. Then, enter the text replacement you'd like to use into the Shortcut field, and tap Save in the upper right corner of the screen. Now, whenever you type the text replacement and then enter a space, the phrase will automatically be added to the app you're typing in. Quickly access low power mode right from Control Center. In Settings, tap Control Center, scroll down, and tap the Add button next to low power mode. To open Control Center on an iPhone with Face ID, swipe down from the top right corner of the screen. Or on an iPhone with Touch ID, swipe up from the bottom of the screen. Then tap the low power mode button to turn it on. Select multiple photos at the same time and add them to other apps with this multi-touch gesture. Touch and hold a photo until you feel a tap, and then drag it away a little while still holding it. With a different finger, tap another photo to add it to the stack. You can select as many photos as you like. Once you've selected the photos, switch to the supported app you want to share to while still holding the stack. Drag your finger where you want to add them and lift your finger to drop them into the app. Need to take a picture quickly? You can swipe to open the camera on your iPhone without even having to unlock the screen. Just swipe left. Got it! Translate the world around you using live text. While using your iPhone camera, position the viewfinder over the text you want to translate and tap the Live Text button in the bottom right corner of the viewfinder. Tap Translate in the bottom left corner of the viewfinder, and the text will automatically be translated to the language you have set for your iPhone. Did you know that you can scan a document with the Notes app on your iPhone? In a note, tap the camera button and tap Scan Documents. Position the document in the viewfinder, and it will scan automatically. You can repeat the process again if you have additional pages to scan. Tap Save when you're done. Thanks for the recipe, Grandma. In the Photos app, if you're looking for the first photo in an album, library, or search results, you can quickly jump to the beginning of the view by tapping the top edge of your iPhone screen. Tap the tab for the view you're in at the bottom of the screen to jump back to the most recent photo. And now you know a few tips to help you get the most out of your iPhone. To learn more about how to use your iPhone, subscribe to the Apple Support YouTube channel, or click another video to keep watching. Translation is available for supported languages.
Detection Mode in Magnifier gives users who are blind or low vision multiple tools for navigating new environments. With iPhone or iPad with LiDAR and Detection Mode, you can get rich descriptions of your surroundings. There's door detection to help you navigate to a door and even get instructions for how to open it. People detection to help you know when people are nearby. And image descriptions to help you learn about scenes and objects around you. Here's how it works. We'll show you how to set up detection mode in Magnifier and how to use it. To set up detection mode, open Magnifier, then tap the Settings button. Tap Settings, then tap Insert Detection Mode to add it. To change how your iPhone lets you know when it detects something nearby, scroll down and tap People Detection, Door Detection, or Image Descriptions. Then tap to turn the following options on or off. Sounds to hear a sound play, speech to hear the distance announced, or haptics to feel haptic feedback. To hear sounds or speech, make sure your iPhone is in ring mode. If you're a voiceover user, you can enable detection mode by opening Magnifier, then triple tapping the screen with 4 fingers. To use detection mode, open Magnifier, then tap the Detection Mode button. Now you can customize detection mode depending on your situation by tapping People Detection, Door Detection, or Image Descriptions to turn them on. Or you can combine them by turning them all on at once. For this example, we'll turn on Door Detection. Now, you can hear how far away from a door you are.
Door 11 feet away.
Have any signs or labels on it read aloud.
Text. Wild Flora.
And even get instructions for how to open it. You can combine this with people detection and image descriptions to hear even more details, like if a person is standing in front of the door and what the scene around you looks like.
Person 10 feet away. Door 11 feet away.
And that's how to use detection mode in Magnifier. Detection mode should not be relied on in circumstances where you may be harmed or injured or in high risk or emergency situations.
Now, as we go through these things, keep in mind that some of those features may not be available on your phone. They may be for iPhone 14 with iOS 16. Some of them are exclusively, I believe the detection feature may be on the iPhone 14 only. You can verify that as time goes by. All right, let's go on with this one. Freeform.
With Freeform, you can create collaborative whiteboards with your friends and family using drawings, text, links, photos, and more. We'll show you how you can work together or alone to bring
I'm going to have to
With
repeat that.
Freeform, you can create collaborative whiteboards with your friends and family using drawings, text, links, photos, and more. We'll show you how you can work together or alone to bring your ideas to life. You can use Freeform with iPhone, iPad, and Mac. Just make sure you and any friends who want to use it update to the latest software first. Let's take a look at how to use Freeform on your iPad. To start, open the Freeform app. On the left sidebar, you'll find options for viewing all your projects, recent canvases you've worked on, shared boards, and more. When you want to start a new board, tap the Compose button at the top right of your screen. We're going to check out a board we've been working on with friends. You can use Freeform for personal projects like mapping out a road trip or planning a volunteer project. We've created a board for a neighborhood party we're helping to organize. To add collaborators, tap the Share button in the upper right corner. Then, select how you want to share. We'll select a recent messages conversation and tap Send. You can add to your board using the options at the top of your screen. Tap the Drawing button for a variety of tools and colors for writing and drawing. Or you can add a note with the Sticky Note button. Oh, it looks like our friend has just added one. Tap the Shape button to choose from different categories of shapes and objects to add to your board. Let's add one of the food shapes to go with our potluck list. Just tap a shape to add it. Actually, this one isn't quite right. If you want to undo something, you can tap the Undo button at the top right Or you can touch and hold it for both undo and redo options. There, this burger shape works much better. Touch and hold an object to move it to wherever you'd like. And you can resize it too. To add text, you can tap the text box button, or tap the media button to add photos, videos, PDFs, and more. We're going to add a photo. Tap Photos or Videos, tap a photo to select it, and then tap Add. We'll move this photo by our music plans about where the band can set up. With a few adjustments, this looks great. You can also tap an object for more customizations or to delete it. Every object will have different options like cropping for photos or formatting for text like fonts and colors. Now, let's pinch to zoom out so we can review all our work. In the upper left corner of your board, tap the arrow to the right of the title for options to show or hide the grid lines, export your board as a PDF, and more. Just tap the arrow again when you're done. Oh, it looks like a friend is adding a new theme to our list. This night is going to be awesome! And that's how you can start creating, collaborating, and organizing with others in Freeform. To learn more about your Apple devices, subscribe to the Apple Support YouTube channel, or click another video to keep watching. With Apple Pay, you can use your Apple devices to make purchases in stores, online, and in apps. It's easy, secure, and private. To get started, be sure to sign in with your Apple ID on any device you want to use with Apple Pay. On your iPhone, open the Wallet app and tap the plus sign in the upper right corner to add a credit or debit card. Then, use the camera to scan your card, or enter your card information manually. Once you've added a card on your iPhone, you can verify it for use on your Apple Watch too. When making a purchase in person, check for the Apple Pay or contactless indicator symbol. You can use Apple Pay with your iPhone or Apple Watch at participating stores, restaurants, vending machines, when paying for ride shares or public transit, and more. Ready to check out? If you have an iPhone with Face ID, double-click the side button and glance at your iPhone to authenticate. If you have an iPhone with Touch ID, double-click the Home button, then rest your finger on it to authenticate. Or, depending on your settings, you can use your passcode. Your default card will appear. If you'd like to choose a different card, tap your default card and tap the card you want to use. Then, hold it near the card reader until it's done. Purchasing something online? You can use Apple Pay with many apps and for shopping on websites and Safari. There's no need to type in your information. Just look for the Apple Pay button at checkout, confirm your billing details, and you're good to go. And that's how you can make purchases securely and easily with Apple Pay. To learn more about your Apple devices, subscribe to the Apple Support YouTube channel, or click another video to keep watching. With Apple Pay, you can use your Apple devices to
Okay, I'm going to reshare the screen here because apparently it got stopped somewhere. Give me a few seconds here to redo it.
If we wanted to watch the first video again,
Mm-hmm.
how would we do it?
You'll wait until it's posted.
Oh,
You can't. I'm controlling the screen, so whenever I get this thing back up and running, I'm going to give it a second here. Hold on. No, I can't minimize the screen. I have to try something else.
Wouldn't it be something that they can watch with through Apple Support on YouTube?
Yes. Absolutely. Wait a minute, let me get this thing straight. And I'm gonna move back over to this side. Hold on. Let's see what this is. Ah, there it is. Okay. So we're gonna present again. And let's go to present. Okay, can you all see that? Okay.
No.
Can you
We
see
are not
it?
seeing, nope, we are not seeing anything.
Okay, hang on. I don't know what's going on. Oh. Give me a second here. I'll have to come back in and redo this. Happens in the best of families, folks. Let's see.
Just getting organized in the new place, Barry.
Yeah, it does. It takes a little bit of finesse here to work it around. Can you all see that now? Can you see the screen now?
No.
No,
You're on multiple screens, Barry?
Yeah, something's wrong here. Hold on.
I was gonna say, if you're on multiple screens, it may be sharing the wrong screen for you.
That's what I think, yeah. Let's try. Hang on. Let's square. You know, it looks like I may have lost my my Zoom thing here. Can you see me? There we
Yes.
go.
we see you.
All right, I'll fix. Okay, I'm gonna fix it now. Hold on. Here we go. You see it now?
Yes.
All right, let's go over to where I'm supposed to be. And pick it up from there. Here we go. Let's try this. You see that?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to talk about some interesting picks from CES 2023. And what this is, let me move this over a little bit. I can't show you these things, but I can describe them. And when I do, it's unbelievable. First of all, let me go back to the earlier slide here. Excuse me. Sorry for this, but sometimes this happens. January 5th to 8th in Las Vegas, the most influential global tech event in the world. More than 100,000 live attendees and more than 3,000 companies. Remember, in the past years, due to the pandemic, everything was virtual and they had no audience. Boy, they really exploded this year. We have a whole bunch, can you see that? Of CES product categories. I don't know if it's large enough for you.
It's pretty small. We can't see the text.
All right, but you know what it is. It's the same old stuff again. And by the way, we also have some interesting signs. Here's the interesting picks, Pet, from CES 2023. Let me see if I can expand this screen. How's that, better?
Yes.
All righty, fine. So now, a 97-inch LG 2023 OLED, which stands for Organic Light Emitting Diode, MTV, 97 inches. Now, the LG 2023 is selling for $25,000 this year. If you want that size screen, you may need a special house for it. And if you want the 77-inch, that's only $2,900, believe it or not. And they're going to be available soon. But the interesting thing is, this is the first ever OLED wireless TV. so you don't need anything but a power plug. And it has a box that can be 30 feet away from it, where you plug everything in, and it runs completely wirelessly on a username and password and everything else. It's the world's largest screen, and it also does 4K. Another thing is they have a flying car. It's a company A5 model, and I wish I could show you pictures and videos of that, but I can't because of copyright issues. And here's an interesting one: an Acer laptop charging stationary bike desk. So here you are sitting on a bike, and your laptop is on top of the bike there, like you're in a facility, like in a gym. And as you're moving the pedals, the laptop is charging. So you're not only getting exercise, but you're charging the laptop at the same time. Unbelievable, just unbelievable. I have a GE Profile Smart Mixer with automatic. It has a built-in scale.
Are
A
you
voice-
showing pictures of this, Barry?
I can't show it to you because
Oh,
it's-
okay, so we're
they're
still on the
copy-
LED screen. All right, okay, sorry.
Yep, yeah, the copyright I can't show.
Okay, all right.
You can look it up when you see it after, I post it, and then look it up on
I
YouTube. See it.
already did.
GE Profile Smart Mixer is a built-in scale, a voice control, app connectivity. It sells for $1,000, and you can change speed settings for the using the mixer. I'm talking about for cooking purposes, obviously. It like KitchenAid, instead of that, this thing actually can run speeds using Alexa or Google Assistant. Unbelievable. Now, a lot of these things may or may not come out, but time will tell. Sometimes they present a lot of things during these shows that just don't materialize for many years, but you can bet that some of these things are out. The next thing I saw was a Samsung 8K projector. Samsung has developed an 8K projector that turns any wall into an 150-inch screen. My gosh, that's amazing. A robotic lawnmower. A robotic lawnmower. It has nothing, it has no person on it, obviously, it's a robot, but it's controlled with an app. It has sensors in the front, and it runs on 4G wireless and eSIM built in. Unbelievable. Another one is a Samsung bespoke oven. This one has a camera inside. So if you're cooking and you want to take pictures of what's in the oven, it has a built-in camera inside the oven. So you'll be able to tell what's cooking, what the temperature is, whether or not there's a problem with it possibly overflowing, measures the heat in the oven and everything else. Well, that's what I found basically. There's so much more. To find out more, go to YouTube and just type in CES 2023 and you'll see everything that was presented. There's just too much to go through here. Here's some interesting signs I've seen. Look out. Is there a life after death? Well, trespass here and find out. Remember we used to do these all the time? So I figured, why not do some? Now, here's a solution to a real problem. My gosh, employees aren't being paid enough. Hey, we're open 7 days a week and Sundays. I wonder how employers are going to afford that sort of thing. But boy, I would want to get and work for that company for sure. Getting all that overtime and beyond for 8 days work, very good. Finally, if I'm ever on life support, unplug me and then plug me in and see if that works. That's the best thing you can do with any device. If it isn't working, unplug it, plug it back in, and usually it will reset itself. And folks, that is it. Did you enjoy it? Okay, great. Remember, all of these things will be posted on our YouTube channel, probably tonight or Saturday morning. Okay? Hey, let's welcome Bob here. But hold on, let me get you into let me get you into co-host mode here. There you are.
Thank you.
I want to welcome our good friend Bob Anstead, who is the coordinator of digital initiatives at the Creation Station in Fort Lauderdale. And he has a really interesting tech podcast that he's going to talk to you about and show a robot. So Bob, take it over.
Thank you
Screen
guys
is
very
yours.
much. So I did put into the chat so everybody has the direct links. I know when I was here last year, I had talked about we were going to be doing this podcast thing, and it is official and it is out there. They've done the press releases, they've done all the stuff like that. What we do now is we have 2 shows. We have Tech Talk Weekly, which is the one you guys are going to be interested in this week because we just recorded yesterday. 4 o'clock every Thursday, we record live. And I put the links into the chat for you, both for Facebook and for YouTube. You can watch live as we record it, ask questions live if you want to about the stories that are going on there. And it goes out to your favorite podcast apps almost directly afterwards. So you can go on Siri, on Alexa, on Spotify, on whatever you'd like to do to be able to have access to those. I'm going to share the screen real quick to give you, where is my, okay, wrong screen. Here we go. Oh, no, here it is. No, I'm going with this one. There we go. So we have the Broward County Library Creation Station on YouTube. And the link for this is in the chat there. There's 3 different channels for you. Tech Talk Weekly, which is what we were just talking about. Stop. I am not trying to play a video. But we will be, you'll be able to come in and watch any of those. We're up to episode 111 is what we released yesterday. We also have Creation Station Monthly. And we do have some trailers. So this is one you may be interested in if you're into space stuff. We had a virtual event on the Artemis launch and project. But the key one for this, why it's interesting, is that it is the person who was in charge of the recovery for the landing. So we recorded that back in August, just before they launched. So that is there for you to go watch on YouTube if you'd like to do those. There's also the monthly. The monthly show is 2 people who talk about a creative topic and going on. We did comics this past December, where we did a local artist who has a webcomic, and we paired him up with a librarian from Harvard who works with comics and medical things. So it's a really good, fun conversation. And there's a whole bunch of those going back for the last 2 years. If video is not your thing, if you want to just be able to listen to it and walk around or do whatever, we have it up on 9 different platforms, like I said. So here's the anchor link that gives you all the direct stuff, but Amazon, iHeartRadio, et cetera, Pandora, everybody. And it gets shared up there right away. Feel free to go on there, listen, subscribe, etc. My goal, get me back my screen.
Okay.
Stop sharing. There we go. My goal for you is to give you the opportunity to do this kind of stuff. I wanted 100 people by the end of January to have seen these and been out there. Yesterday, I broke the 400 mark in the first 10 days. So not too bad. So we're going forward with all of these, and everybody, if you have topics, ideas, feel free to share them with me. Email me, creationstation@broward.org, and I will do that. We just added architecture in April, and in July, we're doing family reunions. I have a secret plan for that one. So we're going to see where some of these more interesting things are. And painting, we're doing gardening here in January. We're doing wine in February. So I'm going to be creative as many different ways as I can.
Bob, so people can visit the Creation Station now. There's no
Yeah,
pandemic restrictions.
no restrictions on anything. You can come in. You can go. Pompano Library up near there is open. Main Library downtown is open. Those are all been going around. Barry, I know you just moved, so you've got the Margate Library actually has virtual reality right around the corner from you up there.
That's
So
right.
you can go on in there and use the Oculus and see what the high-powered stuff is really like.
That's right. Absolutely. So we got a robot visiting us today. Is that true?
No, it is out at South Regional Library. I tried to connect to it just a minute ago and their Wi-Fi is down. So I can't do a remote feed of the
gosh.
camera, but that's okay. I mean, it's working. One of the nice things is that because of how this works with mapping and layout more like a Roomba, it doesn't need to be connected to Wi-Fi all of the time. It only needs it for some of the advanced features like doing remote video calls and such things like that. So
Were you familiar with CES 2023?
of course, we
What
watch
did
a lot
you
of that.
find?
So two things. One, I don't cover any of those things on the show because I think on the show we should only be covering things that people can actually put their hands on.
Yeah,
Like you mentioned, so much of this is vaporware type stuff that doesn't come out. Ghost products. The number one thing that I found that I liked out of CES in the slightly weird category, because bigger TVs, yeah, better, faster computers, yeah. Withings. If you haven't heard of this company, Withings is a healthcare company out of France that happens to make technology gear. So it's all super locked down for privacy and everything like that. I've got their blood pressure cuffs. I've got their scales. I've got a thermometer by them. It's a touchless thermometer that I bought at the beginning of the pandemic. Great stuff. They just released a urine sensor.
wow, that sounds piss poor to me.
Yeah. So the reason I couldn't cover it on my show is it's not available in the US. It has not passed FDA approval, but it is available in Europe. So you can, but it's a small little device you leave in the toilet. You just use your toilet the way you normally do. And every 100 days, it's got a cartridge that you replace, and it can track sugars and all sorts of things, all the various medical things that all doctors are tracking through urine samples.
And it's got an app.
And it's got an app that you can do and use all the stuff, and it keeps it all for you secure so you can track yourself and do it. If you're younger and you're worried about such things, it can track fertility cycles and all that kind of stuff too, but that's a different cartridge. So you'd have to swap out the cartridges. Going to be interesting to see what happens later on this fall when it finally comes to the United States market.
Well,
I think that was the product that I was like, that sounds crazy, but it's really interesting and it's going to probably change some people's lives. When you get this reading on your app and all of a sudden you're like, oh, wait a minute, I better go to the doctor.
When you finish using that, you'll be a graduate of PU.
But other than that, there's some fun, cool tech coming. A lot of it is much more graduated, incremental change this time. Other than some of the very cool out there stuff, we will see what happens with the rumors and all the other things. AR glasses is going to be a very big thing in 2 years.
Right.
It's going to take them that long to catch up because Withings, I will put that in there for you.
I believe it's WITHINGS.
Yep. Withings.com. Yeah, they're great. I mean, I use, they've got a body metric scale that's out right now. They've got another one, more advanced one that's in Europe, hasn't been approved for here yet, that does with the full impedance. So it can track your bone density. It can track your cardio health. It can actually, with the impulses, can track, in theory, how likely it is you have a blockage. It can't find blockages, but it can test arterial movement to see if you are are in a danger zone where you should be going to a doctor to go get that checked out.
Great, great.
Yeah, yeah. No, they're amazing stuff.
Do
They're
any-
kind of expensive, aren't they, Bob?
I think they're a little bit more expensive than a regular. They're way more expensive than a regular thermometer, for example, going with the question in the chat. However, it is because you're buying a piece of gear with no subscription. So you've bought it once and you get to use their app forever and you get to keep doing this. This newest scale that they're going to release, they're actually doing it in a 2-tiered thing. It's the same piece of gear, but if you pay an extra fee, a subscription, you'll get a little bit more additional details on your stuff. But I buy most of this kind of stuff, I buy on Amazon. I'm certain that it's available at Best Buy and some of the other places. But I tend to go with Amazon for the ease of purchase and return.
Yeah, you won't find that at Walmart, I guarantee you.
Have you seen? I wonder where it would be. Yeah.
Any other questions that anyone has?
I know you guys I managed to get in here just under the wire after my previous meeting.
Well, I appreciate your attending.
Oh,
Thank
piece
you.
of cake.
Somebody's got background on. Would you turn that off, please?
Any other questions for me? Anything you've got that you've seen in the news that you're just like, wait a minute, Bob, tell me about this crazy thing.
Hit your raise your hand icon so we can see it. Okay?
And once you go listen to the podcast from yesterday and you find out about how Microsoft only needs 3 seconds of sound from you to fully replicate your voice.
Okay,
Go,
Marcia.
Marcia, give us away.
I just want to know, Bob, which library we can go to actually meet with you.
It depends. It really depends on where I am for the day. So far this week, I've been at 4 different buildings. My offices are downtown at Main Library, but I tend to be out and about and going and running and doing all the stuff at all 36 branches. But we will be doing, there's a couple of events coming up. They're out west. On Saturday, January 28th, we're doing an event for the Big Read, and we're going to be doing virtual reality Columbia. So you'll be able to come in and use the virtual reality gear and explore Columbia. And we're using GeoGuessr, which is an online app that anybody can use. It's an online game. There's a free version, but we're going to be using a subscription model because we're going to do some special custom maps of Columbia, and you have to guess where in Columbia did we just drop you, and try and figure out how close you are on a map. So there's some interesting stuff coming up there that Saturday. Artlit, which is going to be out at Southwest Regional Library, is February 4th. That's the big Chalk Festival. And the reason I bring that one up is you can participate in the Chalk Festival there at Deerfield Beach Library, right around the corner from you, or Century Plaza Library, or the Margate Library. Every library has chalk and things to be able to participate in Artlit, to go in, draw, do, and then have it uploaded to be shared on the big day.
And they have computers there, right?
Everything.
That
Yeah,
people
of
are
course.
using, right?
Yeah.
Just what I like. Yep.
Thank you.
Okay.
4
anybody-
minutes to spare for you, Barry. There we go.
There you go. Anybody else have any comments on anything we've done thus far? Okay. All right, Bob. Well, thank you so much. Stick around. I got some Apple apps I'm going to show you before we shut down the meeting a little bit early today.
Yeah, actually,
But,
I got to get out
but-
of here. I'm going to yet another one here.
Yeah.
So I will see everybody soon. Come shoot me the email, creationstation@broward.org. Go listen to the podcast. Shoot me a question there if you have anything you want to see me cover on the show, or a library or librarian you want to see featured.
Thanks, Bob.
Have a great time, everybody.
Have a nice day. Thank you for your help. Yes, Dorothy. Did you have your hand up? Anybody? Okay. All right. So, so far, I think it's been pretty interesting meeting. except for that little technical business, but that's understandable because it's my first time back getting this whole setup done. So what I want to show you now, what I want to share the screen is with my iPhone or iPad. I want to show you something that, give me a second here if I can get it set up. I got to mirror everything. There we go. You should be seeing, there you go. You see that on the screen? All right, good. Let's move this thing out of here. Okay, so I'm going to show you an app that you will find tremendously useful. I'm not sure if it's on Android. I bet it is. It's probably on all tablets and smartphones and whatever. But it's a shopping app called Flip. Have you ever heard of it? Well, you'll certainly want to use it after I find it for you. There it is. And it's called Flip, F-L-I-P-P. So if you touch on it, it brings up all kinds of things that you can see circulars before they're actually put out to the market. I'm sure everybody wants to see that. Here's what you can put in. You can add your own stores, but here's what we have around us. Ace, Advance Auto Parts, Aldi, Bath and Body Works, Bell's, which is right across the street from me, Bed Bath and Beyond, Belk and Best Buy, Big Lots, the new Broward Meat and Fish Market, which used to be Penn Dutch, opened 5 or 6 months ago, and they're quite interesting to go to. The latest, there's your pharmacies. So if you, for example, you want to see something before it gets to the CVS pharmacy, you just expand it and scroll through, and it shows you the same thing that you would get in an ad that you'd normally pick up in the store. And sometimes they just don't give you the paperwork anymore, the paper ad. You have to go online and see it digitally. You can explore what you want. For example, you could just pick something at random, ice cream, or there's Winn-Dixie, Fresco and Moss, Family Dollar is up the street. For me, Publix is there everywhere, as you know. Sprouts Farmers Market, you can click see all. There's the liquor, there's Bed Bath and Beyond, Bell's, there's JCPenney. For example, you want to see what's at JCPenney, you can go to the weekly ad, and there's a section for each one on coupons. So if you want to go to a Publix, for example, here's the current ad for Publix. It says expires on January 13th, today. This is all you can find. And it's the same thing you would get if you picked up the store in the store. Now you can get digital coupons just by clicking the word coupons. And now you can attach them, match them up at Publix and take them in there and get discounts for that. It's just amazing what you can do with this app. Everybody like it? Now there's your groceries. There's Winn-Dixie, Fresh and More, Fresco y Más. We don't have Kroger, but that's one of the most popular in the country. The Bravo, we have a Publix, we have the Walmart right there. There's Walmart's ad showing right up. So before you even get a circular, it shows you the weekly ad. You can scroll down and see all the products that are being featured. You can favorite it by clicking on the heart. If you like Walmart, I do, and I put a heart on it because I'm a Walmart Plus member, which means free shipping and everything over a certain amount. And it's turned out to be excellent. There's Home and Garden. Home Depot. Want to see what's at Home Depot this week? There you go. Don't have to go to the store to check it out or go to homedepot.com. You just use this app and it shows you the circular for that particular store. How about a pharmacy? There's CVS, Walgreens, there's Costco, Costco's new New Year's essentials. Tells you what's there. So you don't have to run out to the store. You can see, or you can call the store and say, hey, you know, I'm interested in getting this item or this item. Do you have it in stock? There's general merchandise. What would we do without Family Dollar and Dollar Tree stores? I got a lot of my furniture here. When I left the other house, I had no furniture. So I went to all of the shops. Fortunately, my representative had plenty of connections with Family Dollar and Dollar Tree and with a lot of the furniture shops. I went just the other day to Salvation Army and picked up some things. You know, people, you'll be amazed what people throw away and leave out there thinking that it's just, you know, stuff I'm just putting out. It's old. Some of it is brand new and you can pick it up for a song. Big Lots is another great place. There's Target. I don't know how many of you know about the, if you live in this area, there's something called the off the truck liquidation store, and they get everything that's been liquidated from Target and they price it at amazingly low prices. There's Belk, there's Sam's Club, Kohl's, Hobby Lobby, Five Below, which you've got a lot of stores now. There's IKEA and Ollie's Bargain Outlet. This is an interesting store. It shows you merchandise available for sale, tells you the date it's going on, what you can do. So don't you think that's convenient? How many think so? Right. So I encourage you to get it. It's an app. Here's electronics. I haven't even gotten through with the categories. Needed to find a TV at Best Buy? There they are. You could go to bestbuy.com, but I use this because it's got all the stores already listed on it. Are you a fashionista? Well, if you are a fashionista, we have Bell's, which is right across the street from me. And there's a big one right on Federal Highway, the big store. JCPenney. There's TJ Maxx and Old Navy. I don't think this thing misses a thing as far. And if you're an automotive person like I am, you can get Napa Auto Parts, Advance Auto Parts, Costco. If you have a pet, there's a pet supermarket thing, PetSmart store. If you have a specialty, there is Publix liquor, whatever. And there's your settings. You can set your zip code for your location. I can just go in here and make it my zip code, which is now 33063, and I can update it. It will show you when item clippings, I'm going to will notify me a store, the appearance I want on my display. It could be light or dark or just the system. Help and support is always available for the app. Describe your issue, how to use search, why is the app loading slowly or freezing, and everything. Getting started, how to browse. You make a shopping list out of everything you've seen. And there's also a web site called Flip, F-L-I-P-P. So that's what I encourage you to use. Everybody enjoy that? Raise your hand. Will you use it? It's so easy to use and so convenient because shopping at home was really, really big during the holidays. Do you know that they broke records for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, which is the Monday after, and they broke records for Christmas holidays. There were, I can't tell you what the amount was exactly, but I think it was in the billions that shoppers spent. Even though we thought they didn't have the money, they're now paying off everything in January that they spent for the holidays. But any event, it was an amazing season for online and retailers. Stores were packed. I can tell you that for a fact, because I was one of them. Okay. So back to the general use. Do I have anything else? Oh, wait a minute. You see this? I don't know if you can see, you see that? That's a bread clip. You know, that you get on your breads. You know what you can do with it? Amazing things. If you have a cable that you need to hold in place, you just push these things together and you can stick a cable in there like a USB cable. Something would fit. Believe it, I had an unusual use. My zipper came undone from my pants and I used this to hold the zipper up, hold my pants up by threading it through with just a bread clip. Can you think of any other uses, anybody? Chime in. What do you say? Unmute yourselves and talk.
There's actually a website where you can look up uses for bread clips.
Oh, would you post that please in the chat?
I'll try and find it on my other
Okay.
computer.
Isn't that amazing? A little thing like that. I wonder who invented this thing. But it sure keeps bread clean. You got to remember that when you're cooking, as a former sous chef, I know all about this stuff. But when you're cooking something or when you're storing bread, it goes bad very quickly. You have to make sure that it's completely closed. And what you do is you take the air out of it and then you twist it, and then you put this bread clip on it, and it can last a lot longer. I've used it for holding a lot of things in the house, like cables and whatever, and then you can even label it or put numbers on it and say, oh, I have this cable attached to this thing and I call it and put a number 1 on it. That means number 1 goes to this HDMI. Number 2 goes to this HDMI. Number 3 goes to that HDMI. Number 4 goes to whatever, okay?
Yeah, I did look up and I just typed in on Google bread clip uses and several different pages showed
Oh,
up.
great. Yeah. Can anybody think of any other gadgets like that
The
that would be
bread
very
clip hacks,
useful?
some of them are just listings,
Yeah.
like using as a makeshift bookmark so you don't lose your page, or clipping matching socks together before washing. It's very easy to look up. I always have liked all those household hints books, so I've gone into them on the computer too.
Great, great. Well, is there anything? Yes, anyone else?
Is my mic working now or not? Can you hear
Yes,
me?
it is, Dorothy. What was the
Okay.
problem?
Okay, I don't know. I went to volume and I clicked on a few things and I got it working again.
Yeah, probably it wasn't selecting the right audio for the presentation for your
But I
on your
have a
device.
tip. I have a tip for bread and rolls.
Go ahead.
You twist the bag around, and instead of putting a clip on, take the plastic and put the plastic over the bread, and it works beautifully.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so I do my bread now. You make a tight knot and then you flip it over.
You
My
know, we
husband showed me
need
to
a
do that also. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
You don't
we-
have to use the clips then.
You don't have to
Save them
use
for
the clip.
something else.
and it
we-
keeps it sealed.
we need a class on what's cooking. I would like to show, I wanted to do in the classroom, a demonstration on how I use my induction burner. How many people have an IB? Do you have an induction burner in the house? Or do you have induction cookware or an induction oven or stove? You're amazed that, did you know that induction is magnetic technology? And that you can place for example, if I want to boil something, I turn on my induction burner to the temperature I want. Then I put the pan right down on it. I put a $5 bill or a $20 bill under the pan. The water will boil. And as soon as you take off the pot from the device, it stops boiling, and the dollar is, or $20 bill is untouched.
You know, those things have been around a very long time. We built our house over 40 years ago.
Uh-huh.
And for my kitchen there, when I was looking at stoves, I considered an induction stove at that time, but I didn't want to have to get newer pots, and the ones I had would not have worked with it.
Would
I was
any-
using a lot of Corningware back then.
Would anybody be interested in having something on cooking one time? You think
Sure.
it would interest a lot of people? Maybe in February 27th? Well, you
Because-
got induction, Mike, right?
And
Mike Reeves?
also
Is-
air frying.
Yeah,
Is-
air frying. You've got that Gourmet still, right?
Yeah.
From
Yeah,
Walmart?
and the air fryer is wonderful.
Yeah, I
And,
brought
and
over.
to keep it technically based, I mean, the microwave ovens are a technology thing, so that would keep in with our theme of using technology. Microwaves have ovens have all kinds of uses. I had a whole book on that also, of different things to do with the microwave other than cook in it.
Do they
So-
still have warnings against people who use pacemakers and microwave energy?
I'm not sure. I know they use.
Irving, do you know that? Okay, but I believe that used to be, if you had a magnetic device on, it would interfere with the pacemaker or something if you move near a microwave oven. So they encourage people, I understand they now have new ovens out that isolate that problem and prevent that. So I'm not sure. Thank God I'm not one of those. For those of you who, yes, go ahead, Ada. Unmute yourself, please, dear. You're muted. As you were saying. Well, let me get back to my screen here.
Ada, you're still muted.
Yep. What's going on, Ada?
There
Was
you-
it Flit? F-L-I-T-T?
FLIPP, flip,
Oh, thank you. F-L-I-T-P.
PP, yes. and
No.
it's
Like pee-pee, like going pee-pee.
Once more slowly.
I put a link in the chat.
The name of it's FLIPP is the name of the app. It's
T-P?
available. Yes,
No.
double Ps. Yes, I have it right here on my screen. It's
F-L-I-T-P.
FLIP.
Peas.
No,
Paul,
Foxtrot,
Paul.
listen, Foxtrot, Lima, Indigo. And then 2 Ps.
Paul.
Okay,
Paul.
thank you. Thank you.
Then you can use that Withings thing to check out how much peas there are.
Okay.
That was an amazing thing. I mean, I didn't want to be the one to bring it up, but that is very useful for women if you're going to trade in your Kawasaki for a menstrual cycle, you may want to use that. And it might be very helpful for pregnant women because monitoring urine and things like that is extremely important. Sugar and
And-
diabetes and things like that.
And for the elderly with frequent UTIs also,
That's right.
men and women.
That's right. Okay, well, I think it's been a very productive meeting. We had a couple of glitches, but nothing wrong. And thankfully, Century Village did not knock us offline because Comcast is doing a complete updating of the system throughout Century Village. I want to thank all of you for attending and say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, thank you.
God bless, stay healthy and well. This video should be posted tonight or tomorrow morning. Look for it on our club site and go up to the YouTube icon. When you click on that, on whether it be mobile or whether it be desktop, you will be able to be taken to our club's Music Man, which is me, a video page where I posted 146 videos. I didn't realize it. There's 146 of them. And eventually I'm going to have to get rid of some of them. But
No.
okay. Well, we'll leave them on. Okay. Since you begged me. All right. Bye, everybody. Stay well. See you soon.
Bye.